As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Yancey runs away from the cornucopia. Arnis finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Bim runs away with a lighter and some rope. Noir finds a canteen full of water. Shooty Mark runs away from the cornucopia. Engineer runs away from the cornucopia. The King of the Squirrels, Wolfstache, Damien, and Captain Magnum share everything they've gathered before running. The Colonel takes a spear from the inside of the cornucopia. Jim rips a mace out of Actor's hands. Heist Mark grabs a jar of fishing bait while E-Boy Mark gets fishing gear. Murderply finds a bag full of explosives. He-Hoo runs away from the cornucopia. Stan stays at the cornucopia for resources. Darkiplier runs away from the cornucopia. All of the pornopliers run away from the cornucopia. Drowned Man Mark finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Old Man Mark severely injures Dr. Eplier and leaves him to die. Illinois takes a handful of throwing knives. Heist Mark. He picks up a knife. He sees it, he looks at it, it gleams in the sunlight. He throws it at Engineer's head. Engineer dies. Shooty Mark, he makes a slingshot. Stan attacks Jim, but Captain Magnum protects him and kills Stan in the process. Old Man Mark, he tries to spear a fish with a trident. Darkiplier, Murderplier, and Arnis, the three musketeers of doom, hunt for other tributes. Damien injures himself. Wolfstache steals from all of the pornopliers at once while they aren't looking. He-Hoo runs away from Illinois. Illinois was searching for that famous wait, what's the full name? Hang on. Neanderthalensis Marconius. And He-Hoo ran away. The Colonel chases the King of Squirrels. E-Boy Mark defeats Yancey with his tongue in a fight, but he decides to spare his life. Drowned Man Mark, much like Shooty Mark, makes a slingshot by copying his design. Shooty Mark threatens to sue him for copyright. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance.
I'm Dr. Eplier. I'm sorry. You're dying. What's wrong, sport?
Actor unknowingly eats toxic berries. They tasted much like him. Noir is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Wolfstache and Murderplier sleep in shifts. They both take care of each other's knives, if you know what I mean. Old Man Mark sees a fire, but stays hidden. The Colonel starts a fire. Wait, Old Man Mark... Wait, okay, the Colonel starts a fire. Little did he know, Old Man Mark was seeing it and staying hidden, watching as the Colonel roasted his marshmallows. E-Boy Mark is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. He tried to copy the Colonel, but it was nothing like the TikToks he filmed. He tried to dance above an empty fire pit, but he couldn't do it. Heist Mark, Arnis, Illinois, and Darkiplier tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Drowned Man Mark is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. No one could copy the Colonel's fire-starting expertise. He-Hoo questions his sanity. Darkiplier hunts for other tributes. He-Hoo, the Colonel, Noirplier, and Arnis raid the King of the Squirrels' camp while he is hunting. Drowned Man Mark overhears Old Man Mark and Bim talking in the distance. Who knows what they were speaking of? Wolfstache, Heist Mark, Shootyplier. I'm gonna call him Shootyplier now, that's his name. Wolfstache, Heist Mark, Shootyplier, and Illinois raid Damien's camp while he is hunting. Yancey runs away from E-Boy Mark. I would too. All of the pornopliers beg Jim to kill them. He refuses, and Jim keeps all of the pornopliers alive. All of them! All of them! One cannon can be heard in the distance.
Life is for the living. Who knows? I could be dead tomorrow.
I think we're all happy about this. Drowned Man defeats Old Man Mark in a fight, but spares his life. Yancey convinces Arnis to snuggle with him. Illinois, Shooty Mark, and Captain Magnum cheerfully sing songs together. Damien receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. All of the pornopliers lose sight of where they are. They can't find the right door to the apartment. Noir passes out from exhaustion. Wolfstache, E-Boy Mark, and Jim get into a fight. Oh shit! E-Boy Mark kills them both! No! Oh god! Damien runs away from Arnis. E-Boy explores the arena. Heistmark receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Illinois, Captain Magnum, Shooty, Mark, He-Who, and Drowned Man hunt for other tributes. Old Man Mark discovers a river. All of the Pornipliers and Murderpliers split up and search for resources. Yancey begs for Noir to kill him. He refuses, keeping Yancey alive. Thank God. Darkiplier searches for firewood. They still want to replicate the Colonel's brilliant fire-starting skills.
Said kill me now! Ah! It's demons! Run, Jim! Run!
The King of the Squirrels forces Bim to kill Old Man Mark or Drowned Man Mark. He decides to kill Old Man Mark. What the fuck? Illinois cries himself to sleep. Arnis receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Noir and He-Who fight E-Boy, Mark, and Heistmark. Noir and He-Who survive. Oh yes, E-Boy's dead! Fuck yes! The Colonel, once again, starts a fire, showing off his wonderful fire-starting skills. Shooty Mark stays awake all night. Murderplier, Captain Magnum, and all of the Pornipliers sleep in shifts. Darkiplier tries to treat his infection. Damien catches Yankee off guard and kills him. Oh no, Yancey's dead! Oh god! Illinois picks flowers. Drowned Man Mark discovers a river. He-Who defeats Damien in a fight but spares his life. Thank you. Noir tries to sleep through the entire day. The King of the Squirrels questions his sanity. Murderplier begs for all of the Pornipliers to kill him. They refuse, keeping Murderplier alive. Arnis injures himself.
Everything has to end, Captain. It has to. What's the difference between an evil boy and a fuckboy? If one of us is gonna survive, I'd rather it be you. Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe I was wrong about a lot of things.
The King of the Squirrels accidentally steps on a landmine. Murderplier sees a fire, but stays hidden. Some say it was the Colonel's fire. Damien. He finally replicated the art of fire starting. The same exact way the Colonel makes fires. The Colonel got wind of this. He didn't like it at all. In fact, he teamed up with Illinois and Arnis to make sure he hunted that fire down and stopped it at all costs. They came from the brush as Damien huddled around his fire roasting his marshmallows. No one would take his fire away. He fought them all and he won. But he didn't get to kill them. Not yet, at least. For now, Damien's fire was okay. Captain Magnum quietly hums. Arnis overhears Murderplier and Drowned Mark talking in the distance. Of what they were talking about? Who knows? Probably about the fact that they have similar fashion sense. Illinois makes a wooden spear. Captain Magnum camouflages himself in the bushes. All of the Pornipliers receive medical supplies from unknown sponsor. Probably Pornhub. Bim is pricked by thorns while This is like a tongue twister. Bim is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Try and say that really fast, like 5 times. Bim is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Jesus Christ. He-Who makes a wooden spear. Noir sets an explosive off, killing Darkiplier and Damien. Oh god. Oh no. Damien's dead. Darkiplier's dead. Noir, you fucking badass. Holy shit.
King of the world! I always thought that you were trapped in these games. Good to let the beast out every once in a while, eh, old friend?
Illinois tries to sing himself to sleep. The Colonel, Bim, and Markiplier discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. All of the pornopliers fend Captain Magnum, Arnis, and he who were away from his fire. It took all of the pornopliers ages to make that fire. Some say it was the same fire Damien made, and they wanted to keep his fire alive. Day 6, Illinois collects fruit from a tree. The Colonel searches for more firewood to make the perfect fire, better than Damien's. His fire will always be the best. Bim and all of the pornopliers work together for the day. What they do together, we may never know. Drumman Mark attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Captain Magnum and he who work together for the day. An iconic pairing. Noir thinks about home, you fucking murderer.
Just because people didn't know what the problem was didn't mean that the problem would continue.
Markiplier tries to sing himself to sleep. He who kills Captain Magnum with a sickle. Oh my god. Colonel dies from thirst. He spent too long making that fire. It dried his lungs. It dehydrated him. Illinois kills Shooty-Mark for his supplies. All of the pornopliers severely injures Bim and leaves him to die. Arnis cooks his food before putting his fire out. Smart. Noir thinks about winning. To be honest, I feel like Noir's gonna win. Because he killed 2 people at once. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. All of the pornopliers decide not to go to the feast. Noir Mark decides not to go to the feast. Markiplier sobs while gripping a photo of his friends and family. He who decides not to go to the feast. Illinois decides not to go to the feast. Arnis dies from infection. How is this related to the feast?
She calls to us. Death comes for us all, and I am no exception. Took them from me. Took my friends from me. I'm Ben Trimmer.
Noir stalks all of the pornopliers. He who receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Illinois thinks about home. Markiplier picks flowers. Illinois thinks about winning. All of the pornopliers tend to their wounds. Wink. He who cries himself to sleep. Noir is unable to start a fire. He is unable to replicate the Colonel's fire mastery. He who discovers a cave, perfect for him. After stalking all of the pornopliers all night, Noir captures all of them and forces them to kill Markiplier or Illinois. All of the pornopliers decide to kill Markiplier. Noir is a fucking badass. Oh my god. He who kills Illinois with a sickle. What is it with he who and a sickle? Can someone please do art of he who holding a sickle? Noir stabs all of the pornopliers with the tree branch. It's down to this. The final stand. As the sun begins to set upon the arena, the cold wind flows softly in the air, thick with the ashes of the numerous fires as they're reduced to memory. After much searching, they finally meet atop a sharded cliff. Noir's dark grey eyes and he whose bloodshot gaze meet as they stand feet from each other. He whose grunts are carried by the wind as Noir sips his bourbon. No words were exchanged between the two as they stood opposed to one another. After what felt like hours, Noir pulls his gun from his coat, throwing his drink as he aims at the creature. As the glass smashed on the ground, Noir pulls the trigger, but he who dodges the bullet with his wild reflexes, he charges Noir, whose gun is conveniently jammed, grabbing him by the hat. Noir counterattacks before watching his hat fall to the alpine depths below them, the look of pure rage coloring his sweaty, dimpled cheeks. He grabs He-Hoo, the creature charging once again, and tosses him over the edge of the cliff, He-Hoo hanging on the sharp hedge for dear life. Noir admires the view, resting his foot on the creature's hands, ready to let him fall to his death. All seems lost for Neanderthalensis Marconius, but He-Hoo dare not play fair. He lifts himself and slams his chompers around Noir's ankle, biting into his grey skin and causing him to drop his gun. Noir loses his balance, crying in agony as He-Hoo's venom spread throughout his grey veins. He-Hoo climbed up and grunted as he turned, looking into Noir's eyes. Noir, tears of pain staining his cheeks, looks up to He-Hoo, but he smiled, nodding his head as he uttered 2 words.
Nice cock.
He-Hoo watched as Noir fell to his death, Noir happy to rejoin his hand once more. Oh, and they both had knives. The first victor of the Markiplier Ego Hunger Games. First of its kind, never done before, completely unique. He-Hoo! No. All my favorite characters died. Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh my god. Oh fuck yes, He-Hoo! Yes! Illinois was searching for Neanderthalensis. Wait.